Hi everyone, this is Hiba from My Little Journal, and I'm really excited to set up my 2022 daily journal with you. I've mentioned this before. I went bigger this year and I'm using a B5 for my daily journal. So I'm going to start setting up my title page and January with you guys. So I'm going to start by adding this Georgia sticker that I got from Etsy. I love the sticker and I knew I wanted to add it in my daily journal, but I feel like it needs some kind of pop. So what I decided to do is use this black paper and back up my sticker with it. It's just going to be very simple. I don't know if I'm loving it. I'm not going to lie. I might end up removing everything and trimming around the sticker and just having like a black border instead. We shall see. But for now, I'm keeping it as is. I'm going to grab my acrylograph white pen from Archer and Olive and just add a few white hearts around it and call this page done. And then we can start with my title page. So for my title page this year, I decided to go big and bold. So I grabbed these beautiful numbers from, I believe, the Paper Person shop. And I'm going to stamp 2020 in the center. You're going to see me grab all kinds of different botanical stamp sets because I had a vision of stamping just leaves and flowers around my 2022. And I will also use a beautiful stamp set from the Paper Person shop. It just released and it's all about 2022 in the year of the tiger. So I thought it was the perfect stamp set to create a kind of circle around my 2022. So once I'm done stamping 2022, I'm going to grab all the stamps and start stamping little things around my year and create a nice, beautiful circle around it. And I will start with that Year of the Tiger stamp set from the Paper Person shop. I will curve my stamp. I've said this before. You can curve your stamps. You're not going to ruin them. Once you remove it off the block, it will go back to being straight. So I'm going to curve it so it gives that shape of a circle. And then I'm going to grab my botanical stamp set from Carrie Bradford to add all the leaves and flowers around 2022. Now you can see I did go back and forth between black ink and this really beautiful kind of almond color ink because I wanted to add some depth to my stamping. Now, if I stamped it all in the same color, you wouldn't really see a lot of depth going on. But if you switch out your ink pads and the colors, it really helps add depth to the circle and to your title. Now I'm done stamping. All I want to do is add some dimension to my numbers. So I grabbed the white acrylograph pen to add that to my numbers. I'm just adding little lines and circles and things like that just to add some dimension to my numbers. And then we can move on to January. Now I am using a larger journal this year. And I did think about using larger alpha stamps. Last year, I used these stamps from Studio Calico. These are the Tucker Alphas from Studio Calico, but I love them so much and I feel like they are the perfect alpha stamps for my journal. So I decided to not change it. So I went ahead and started stamping January. I tried to center it as much as possible. And I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did last year. I think it worked for me last year, so I'm sticking to it. And what I did last year was I kind of themed it up for basically each month. And I like that idea. And whenever I don't feel like theming things up, I can always just stamp flowers if I wanted to. So to stick to the theme, I'm going to end up using a Close to My Heart stamp set. It's a new one, it's adorable, and it has like animals in the winter. So you have like a penguin with like mittens and a scarf and rabbits, and it's just adorable. So I love the size, I love the stamp set, and I thought it worked perfectly for my title page. So I'm going to stamp a few of these animals around January, and I will bring in color by using my Tombow markers and my acrylograph pens to color these in. Now, because I still love simplicity and I don't like things to be overwhelming on my spreads, I will not color in every little detail. You're going to see in a bit, I will literally just color in little tidbits of these icons or these images. It brings in the perfect amount of color, but also it makes everything pop. I did use the little snowflakes as well, and I did change out the ink pads, so I used different blues just to add some dimension around my animals and my January as well. Okay, let's start coloring in my stamped images. Like I said earlier, I'm going to go back and forth between my Tombows and my acrylograph pens. And the reason I used both types of pens is some of these stamps were kind of detailed and I didn't want to cover up some of the lines. So when I didn't want to cover up any of the lines, I made sure to use my Tombow markers. They are not opaque, but when I wanted to fill out a solid image or space on my images, I used the acrylograph pens, if that makes sense. So you can see when I colored in the penguin's face, I used my Tombow markers and it gives that subtle gray to the face. But if I used my acrylograph pens, it would have totally covered up the eyes and all the stuff, right? So I made sure to go back and forth between my pen sets there. I will also be adding a border. I did this last year and I really enjoyed it, so I'm keeping to it. And I'm gonna grab some washi tape and add it to the corners, and then we can start working on January. So January 1st starts on a Saturday, and I like to start my weeks on a Monday. So I decided that Saturday and Sunday have to be on their own page, right? And that's going to leave that left side of my spread empty. So I decided that I'm just going to stamp a quote. I'm going to end up stamping, and so the adventure begins. But I like to change it up, and I'm going to use two different stamp sets. I start with this alpha stamp from the Paper Person shop, and I'm going to end up stamping, and so the adventure begins. But adventure, I'm going to use Close to My Heart stamp set. There was a stamp that said adventure, and it saves me from stamping it out separately, basically. And it changes up my quote, and it adds a different font, so I'm going with it. And I really love how this turned out. I love the boldness of the Paper Person shop alpha stamp against that adventure because it's just an outline. So it worked really, really well. And that adventure stamp set from Close to My Heart had these plus signs. So I'm going to use the plus signs to add a little something to my quote. I'm going to fill it out with gray ink, and it's going to look so pretty and simple. I love it. I really was trying, my goal this year was to keep things simple because I just want to use this to journal and also to memory keep, but I don't want to overwhelm myself. So I really love how that looks, and it worked out perfectly. Now, also last year, I always made sure to add the week because that's something very important to me, especially that I work on Project Life and I like to keep track of the week. So I decided this year I'm keeping the week very basic and simple, probably stamp it in the center, and that's what I did. just use some small stamp sets to stamp week 52. But because I have a lot of space now, I can use my larger day stamps to stamp the days of the week. So I used my large day stamp to stamp Saturday and Sunday. And what I love about this stamp set is there's some space between the letters that are missing. So you can basically color that bar in and add some color to your day stamp. That's literally what I'm going to do now. I'm going to grab my acrylograph pens in this beautiful mustard yellow to color in the bars. I will use my white pen to add 1 and 2, and just adding color to the bars added color to my spread, which I really love when just adding little hints here and there makes a huge difference. I'm also changing things up this year. I decided to use larger stickers, which is always intimidating for me, but I really enjoyed it and I can't wait to do this more often. What I decided to do was I didn't want to waste that black paper. So I'm going to trim down the black paper, add it to the corner of my page, and then I'm going to grab this little booklet. This I got from a friend, and I believe they are from Amazon. They came like in a pack of 6. They're beautiful, and they're thin enough to add in your daily journal. So I grabbed one that matches the mustardy yellow, and I'm gonna add that to the corner, adds a little something in my corner there. And I will grab some washi tape as well and match it to that sticker as well. Okay, so once I'm done layering my washi tape, I can move on to week 1. Like I said earlier, I want to add the week in small alphas right in the center. And I start stamping week 1, but I just don't like how it looks on this big page. So what I decided to do was cover that up using the black paper that I used earlier. I have some left, so I'm just going to trim out a little rectangle, add it in the center, use my white acrylograph pen to fill it out and add week 1. I love how it looks so much that I end up doing it for all the weeks, and I might do it for the whole year. It's the little accidents, you guys, that, kind of spark joy. So anyways, once I add my week 1, I can start stamping the days of the week. Because I am using a B5, I can use my large day stamps. And I love this stamp set from the Paper Person shop. I love that you can add like a little bar, and it has the bar for you to stamp out. So it's a great way to add color to the days of the week. So once I stamp Monday through Sunday, I'm going to grab the little bar and fill it out with a very subtle, I think it's like called shortbread ink, if I'm not mistaken, from Close to My Heart. It's just perfect. It's very subtle and beautiful. So I'm going to end up using that. I'll also grab my pen and just add the numbers to the days of the week. And I made sure to leave a little space to the left and to the right where I'm going to add little boxes. So I thought these were great spots to either highlight a moment throughout the week, or maybe add my currentlies or add a photo. I'm just really excited about the size because I feel like I can add much more to the corners or to whatever space, the empty spaces here and there. And I can add all the journaling that I need. So I definitely want to highlight certain things from my week. So I stamped winter time to add like a little bar to my box. And on the opposite side, I stamped Simple Pleasures. And now I'll just grab my pen and create little boxes around those stamps. And that way I have space to add extra journaling, highlight something. It's just going to be fun to play with this. I'm really, really excited about it. But I got these new pens from Amazon, you guys, and I am in love. I have tried so many pens, and by far these have become a favorite. So I'm going to use these throughout my journal, and they don't smudge. They dry so fast, and they are perfect for creating daily journal spreads like these. I will also grab some of my stickers. I've mentioned this sticker shop from Etsy a few times. They are beautiful stickers by Lettering in Me. I think that's what the shop is called. Anyways, I will link the shop in the description box for you, but she has beautiful, beautiful stickers on Etsy, and I'm just going to add a few stickers here and there. I'm going to also add some of my washi tape. That washi tape is from Audrey. Again, I will link her in the description box as well. So basically, putting this week together was very simple and quick because all I had to do was stamp out my weeks, create little boxes, add my stickers and washi, and call it done. I will also grab my Tombow marker in gray to add lines in the boxes. I think that really helped make those boxes kind of pop. Okay, let's move on to week 2. Again, I'm going to trim down some of that black paper from Archer and Olive, add it in the center, and just write in week 2 with my white pen. And then I'm going to start stamping. So this time around, I'm going to go large with my numbers and smaller with the days of the week. And these numbers from the Paper Person shop are large enough. And again, the numbers are not connected. It's perfect for me because I can use some of my blocked day stamps to fill that center out. So once I stamp out 10 through 16, I can grab these smaller day stamps. They're blocked day stamps. And I'm going to use an almond color ink pad to fill out the numbers. I love how it looks. It's so simple, but in your face kind of look. And I love that. And once I finish stamping the days of the week and the numbers, I can play. I have this stamp set from Studio Calico. It has a notepad, and I thought it was perfect to do my highlights in. So I'm going to stamp it directly on my journal, but I'm going to trim out the black paper again to fill out the centers of the notepads. And to get it right, I literally just stamp it with this grayish ink. You can't really see it, but I can. And it's gonna help me trim out the centers of the notepad so it can fit nicely on my stamped image that I stamped on my journal. So I'm gonna do it twice. I'm gonna fill out both those notepads in black paper. And then I'm gonna use some of my own stamp sets to stamp. I think I stamped memories and maybe Insta-love. I thought it would be a good spot to highlight an Instagram post or something. And I'm gonna stamp it in white ink. This white ink from Close to My Heart is perfect for stamping on paper. I'm not a big fan of stamping it on photo paper. It definitely smears, but on paper it's perfect. You have to wait a little bit for it to dry, but it really, really stands out. It's so opaque, and I love that. And that's why I love using it on paper. I'm also going to be stamping Loving. This space here I thought would be fun to kind of document what I'm currently listening to and watching and things like that. So I stamped out Loving, and I'm going to create a little line in between my journaling space and my loving space. And I will also use some of my stickers. And you're going to see here, I'm going to go through my stickers, and I found the sticker sheet that had like best podcast, best show, best thing I read. And I'm going to use those stickers for my prompts. So I'm going to end up trying to find the right colors because I still want it to match my spread. And I found this like really also subtle almond color, which worked perfectly with my spread. So I'm going with black and almond, and I'm just adding them under Loving. And then I'm going to add a line in between. And you can see here, I removed those washi tapes because I really didn't like the color It just didn't match the stickers that I added. So I go back in and add this grid washi, which worked perfectly. But once I do that, I'm going to add my line and add a few stickers here and there to finish off my spread. As you can see, even though these pages are much larger than last year's, but they're coming together pretty quickly because I'm keeping it pretty simple and kind of consistent. So I'm doing it again. I'm going to start week 3 with my piece of black paper for my week, and I added week 3 with my white pen, and now I can stamp the days of the week. This time around, I'm going really bold. I used this large day stamp from Carrie Bradford to stamp Monday through Sunday. And then I'm going to use the stamp set from Studio Calico. It had little circles, and some of those circles said January, I think February and March. So I'm going to use the January circle to stamp around my days of the week, again with this really pretty almond color. And I will fill those circles with the number of the day. So once I stamp that out, I'll grab a different stamp set with numbers and add 17 through 23 in the circles. And I love the contrast. I love how it looks. Very simple, very subtle. And now because I used simple, subtle colors, I can add whatever colors I want to my spread. I also thought it would be fun to document my playlist on this week and my books. So I'm going to start by stamping this cassette stamp from Feed Your Craft and leave some space underneath it. That way I can kind of journal about my playlist. And then in the opposite corner, I'm going to stamp a book stamp or a book stack. And that way that's going to represent the books I read that week. So once I finish stamping that out, I'm going to grab the stamp set. This is the Reading with Hiba stamp set from Feed Your Craft, and I'm going to stamp it in the corner. A lot of people have been asking me about Feed Your Craft. They have closed shop, so these stamps are not available anymore, but I definitely recommend to check out other brands. They have all kinds of book stamps and playlist stamps that you can choose from. It doesn't have to be these exact stamp sets. So I went ahead, filled out my stamp sets with different ink pads, and I'm actually going to end up grabbing this washi tape. I think it is from Amazon. I think that's where I grabbed it. It's dotted washi tape. It's perfect for journals. So I'm just going to add a few dots here and there just so I have space or a spot to start journaling my books and my playlist. And then we can start decorating. I'm just going to grab some washi tape, add some washi tape in between to add color. I'll also grab my sticker sheets again and add a few stickers here and there and call week 3 done. So I did want to mention that week 4, I lost footage. I don't know what's going on with iMovies. I use iMovies to edit my videos. And recently, since all the updates to my laptop and my iPhone, I have just been losing footage like crazy. It's pissing me off. I hope I can figure this out soon because I lost footage of week 4. So apologize about this because it turned out pretty cute. I will still add all the links for the products I use, and you can see here I lost all that footage. You didn't get to see me put this together, but basically I just stamped the days of the week, and then I stamped those notepads again because I thought they were so cute. But this time around, I filled them out with ink. And I'm going to share with you now, I'm just going to finish up the spread by adding a prompt list where it's going to help me kind of document what I'm listening to, what I'm currently making, the books I'm reading. and I'm going to do that in the center, or let's say to the right of my page. So basically, I missed out on sharing with you how I put this together, but again, I hope I can figure this out very soon. So at this point, we're moving on to week 5, and week 5 is just one day. It's a Monday, and I'm just gonna keep it as is. I thought I would just stamp Monday, make it look all pretty and cute. And on the opposite side, I might keep that for like a month in review. So maybe I can add photos, can add like my top reads and top shows, things like that. Just a place that holds all the things for the month. And once I do that, I will share it in my next video when I set up February. But for now, I'm going to keep it empty. I'm just going to be documenting Monday on the opposite side of the spread. And again, once I figure it out, I will share with you what I end up doing on that empty page on the right. But that's about it. I just want to add a few botanical leaves to my Monday, and I will also grab a sticker that says it's cold outside, just to add a little something to my Monday. And again, like I said earlier, I'm just going to keep it as is until I decide how I want to finish up the month, basically. And I'm really leaning towards creating a like month in review kind of spread. But I will start flipping through my spreads to add a little something. Like if I felt like this page here needed some stickers, I end up adding some stickers. I even end up adding some lines to some of the spreads just to finish them up. And then I call my layouts done. I did want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope you all have a wonderful new year and you're getting your journals and planners ready for 2022. And I hope this video inspired you as well. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.